Mate, this is bad. The Russian army has now reached the London city limits and are attempting to take over the UK. We need help.
Oh no, that is not good. We cannot allow the Russians to go forth with their advancement. Something needs to be done about this.
Our navy has tried to fight them off in La Manche, but they were too strong, so we had to retreat.
La Manche?
He means the English Channel.
Come on, France, get your head in the game.
So what do you suppose should be done about this?
I'll send what I can to the troops in Britain, but do keep in mind we have our own invasion to take care of as well.
Much appreciated, mate.
Next on our agenda, I have a plan to take out North Korea. But I'm gonna need some help. Japan?
はい。
I need you to create a military diversion in the Sea of Japan. This will distract their navy, making it easier for us to wipe them out and begin an invasion.
わかりました。
South Korea might be able to help you with that. American and Australian troops will swoop in behind their line of defense, with the help of a few other countries as well.
We will be stationed at our bases in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, ready for the offensive.
That sounds like a splendid plan to me, mates. Let's do it.
Ха-ха-ха-ха-ха. Look at the Western imperialists streamballing like little rats.
And they call themselves global superpower. They stand no chance against us. Ha ha ha.
I have a feeling we will wipe them out easily, if that is the best they can do.
I have a plan to get rid of them all.
Does this plan involve nuclear weapons?
Yes.
Already tried that. Boring. Next.
What else is there? If we have already knocked them, we can just take their shit and become their new leaders.
If it were that simple, we would already have won this war.
Let's just focus on making them surrender. We will show them who the real superpowers are.
I have already cut off trade with Western powers, which is where they get most of their money from anyway. They will become poor, making it easier for us to defeat them.
Good thinking, comrade China.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the National Information Center in the United States Department of Defense. This is an update to the ongoing invasion of the United States by the Eastern People's Alliance. As of July 10th at 8:26 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the United States operation to remove the Russian forces from Alaska have so far been successful, and at the current rate, they should be completely removed within the next 30 to 60 days. In addition, the heat wave currently hovering over California has weakened enemy presence in the area, forcing them to retreat. It is advised that citizens remain in their shelters, as nuclear fallout could still be present in the air, and exposure to fallout may result in serious illness or possibly even death. More updates will come as this war progresses.
Der folgende ist eine Bekanntmachung der deutschen Bundesregierung zum Thema ziviler Notfall. Hören Sie bitte auf. Dies ist kein Test. Die Russenarmee sind gerade vor der Küste von Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. Es wurde bestätigt, dass sie feindlich gesinnt sind und versuchen in Deutschland einzumarschieren. Daher müssen Vorkehrungen getroffen werden, um ihre Sicherheit zu gewährleisten. Erstens, die Küste muss sofort evakuiert werden, wobei ein Abstand von mindestens 50 Kilometer zur Küste eingehalten werden muss. Denken Sie auch daran, wichtige Vorräte wie Nahrung, Wasser und Erste-Hilfe-Ausrüstung mitzubringen. Um eine möglichst effiziente Evakuierung zu gewährleisten, bleiben Sie nur auf den gekennzeichneten Evakuierungswegen. Die BRD dankt Ihnen im Voraus für Ihre Mitarbeit. Verfolgen Sie die Medien regelmäßig, um über alle neuen Updates auf dem Laufenden zu bleiben.
「以下の報告は日本海における海軍の作戦に関する最新情報です。数時間前北朝鮮の海軍と空軍が我が国の存在を察知し我が国の船舶への攻撃を開始しました。攻撃は北朝鮮の海軍基地である本山の海岸から約480キロ沖合で発生しました。これに対し我が国の海軍は現在反撃を計画しています。現時点では攻撃に関与しているすべての北朝鮮軍を撃退することが最優先事項です。まもなく増援が到着します。到着次第反撃を開始できます。残念ながら現時点で350人の死傷者が報告されています。攻撃が続くにつれ死者数は増加すると予想されます。これは日本海で進行中の海軍作戦の最新情報です。増援が到着しました。アメリカとオーストラリアの部隊が敵の戦線を突破し攻撃を仕掛けてくる北朝鮮の艦船への攻撃を開始しました。彼らの支援があれば現在日本と韓国の軍を攻撃している北朝鮮の海軍と空軍を排除することがはるかに容易になります。この作戦が成功すれば本山海軍基地を通って北朝鮮に攻め込むことができるかもしれません。これにより北朝鮮の海軍は大幅に弱体化する可能性が高く西側諸国による将来の地上侵攻がはるかに容易になります。本山への攻撃が可能であれば韓国軍は非武装地帯を突破してアメリカの増援と合流できる可能性があります。
주의, 주의. 이건 훈련이 아니야. 잘 들어. 미국, 일본, 호주의 해군과 공군을 포함한 서방 제국주의자들은 지금 우리 위대한 나라에 대한 전면적인 공격을 준비하고 있어. 그들은 조선민주주의인민공화국을 해체하려고 원산에 있는 우리 해군 기지를 공격하고 있어. 지금까지 이 공격으로 우리 군인 1000명에 가까운 사람들이 죽었어. 우리는 이 공격을 그냥 앉아서 지켜보지 않을 거야. 우리의 사랑스럽고 영광스러운 지도자 김정은은 우리를 승리로 인도하고 우리를 파괴하려는 서방 제국주의자들을 짓밟을 거야. 우리는 결코 그들에게 절하거나 항복하지 않을 거야. 그들은 그들이 하는 일에 대한 대가를 치를 거야.
This is the BBC television station in London. Normal programming has been suspended until further notice. Please stand by for further instructions. This is the BBC television station in London. Normal programming has been suspended until further notice. Please stand by for further instructions.
This is the Wartime Broadcasting Service. Due to the financial and physical aid from the United States Armed Forces, our combined forces were able to remove all Russian forces from the UK. This is an all-clear message. You are now free to exit your shelter. However, due to the catastrophic destruction of many cities in southern and eastern England, many of you will not have homes to return to. If you and your household find yourself in this situation, humanitarian aid will find a temporary shelter for you until you find a new home. We will now conclude operations under the Wartime Broadcasting Service. Please wait a few moments while we return you to your normally scheduled program.
Welcome to BBC News. 2 days ago, it was confirmed that all Russian forces were removed from the UK. Prime Minister Sunak and His Majesty the King have been confirmed to be unharmed. This is the first time that the BBC has had a normal news broadcast since the invasion first began. But the war is still not over yet. Russian forces still occupy most of Eastern Europe, including northern and eastern Poland. Luckily, the Russian naval attack on Germany was deemed unsuccessful, as German forces were able to successfully repel the incoming hostility. On the Eastern Front, American, Australian, and Japanese forces have staged an offensive attack on North Korea's eastern shores. South Korean forces have pushed past the demilitarized zone and are headed towards the town of Wonsan, in the north. The UK will continue to fight in the European theatre. Many of them will be stationed in Poland. Another portion of them will be stationed in the Czech Republic.
Блять. They are fighting back. We need to fight harder if we are to win this war.
The Americans are already bombing us to pieces. I don't know how much longer we can take this.
The trade embargoes don't seem to be affecting them either.
And where is North Korea?
Looking for us?
Блять нахуй. The американцы. How did you find us?
Oh, it was quite simple, really. Let's just say that we control North Korea now. We decided to split up the land into 4 parts.
Well, never let you take us alive. Never.
Yeah, sure, mate. Sure you won't.
Was it you, Japan? Did you put them up to this?
クソくらえ、中国。
We will make all of you pay for this.
Welcome back to BBC World News. Earlier this week, the Eastern People's Alliance have launched an offensive against the Western powers along the Yalu River. This is believed to be a last-ditch effort to prevent Western forces from capturing Chinese territory. The Western powers recently captured North Korea after a land and air invasion into the country through the town of Wonsan and surrounding areas. In the Middle Eastern theater, Syria was captured by American forces, and the US have now begun another offensive into Iranian territory, although the Rocky Mountain terrain inside Iran poses a challenge for the Western forces. In Europe, British and German forces are currently stationed in Poland, Slovakia, and the Czech Republic to repel the remaining Russian influences in the area. It should be noted that American forces are present in the European front as well. However, their role in that area is mostly for reinforcements and to supply the field soldiers with weapons and ammunition.
“您的电视节目被中断，这是紧急情况。以美国为首的西方军队已经开始入侵中国领土，他们已经越过鸭绿江进入辽宁省和吉林省，居住在上述两省的居民请立即躲避，这不是演习。此信息将重复发布。”您的电视节目被中断，这是紧急情况。以美国为首的西方军队已经开始入侵中国领土，他们已经越过鸭绿江进入辽宁省和吉林省，居住在上述两省的居民请立即躲避，这不是演习。此信息将重复发布。
Yes. It's working. We got them on the run.
We mustn't get ahead of ourselves. The war is not won yet.
素晴らしい。We are on our way to defeat them. Great thinking with the destruction, America.
I knew they'd fall for it. Anyways, now what?
We take these out.
Love the enthusiasm. But how exactly are we going to do that?
We must proceed with the plans as we have before, since they are obviously working.
I see you prefer the if it ain't broke don't fix it approach. Does anyone disagree?
I do. This plan will only work until we reach areas of higher defense, such as near Beijing, Shanghai, Moscow, or St. Petersburg.
So, we can just stage bombing runs on key defensive positions in those areas.
We must also take into consideration the weather conditions we will be likely to face and prepare for them.
Good point. It will be a good idea to stock up on cold weather or hot weather gear.
We still have plenty of time to think of a backup plan should our current plan backfire.
Good point. And we will.
Welcome to NPR News. Yesterday, the Western powers have reached Beijing city limits. Many bombing runs have been waged against key defensive points in the city. In addition, a land and air invasion against the key city of Shanghai was also underway. In Iran, American recon divisions are setting up stealth attacks and attacks with long-range weaponry. In Europe, Russian forces are retreating from the lands they previously occupied. Western forces still have not reached the original Russian border, but Western attacks are pushing them further back towards their original territorial claims. Peace talks have been attempted by the Western powers, but the Eastern People's Alliance has adamantly refused to accept any Western negotiations, and the Western powers have refused to accept the EPA's conditions. Diplomats will continue to find a middle ground to which both alliances can agree.
Guten Abend. Wir haben heute die Nachricht erhalten, dass die westlichen Streitkräfte die ursprüngliche russische Grenze erreicht haben. Auf dem Weg dorthin wurden viele heftige Kämpfe ausgetragen und Hunderttausende von deutschen Opfern gemeldet. Es wird ein weiteres Friedensgespräch mit dem östlichen Volksbund, insbesondere mit Russland, angestrebt. Sollte Russland innerhalb der nächsten 60 Tage kein Friedensabkommen akzeptieren, werden die westlichen Streitkräfte ermächtigt, russisches Gebiet zu betreten. In China besetzen die westlichen Streitkräfte Teile der Ostküste, einschließlich bedeutender Kämpfe in Shanghai, Qingdao, Peking und Dalian. Im Iran kämpfen amerikanische Luft- und Aufklärungskräfte um die Einnahme der Hauptstadt Teheran, in der Hoffnung, dass sich der Iran ergibt und aus der östlichen Volksallianz austritt.
This is crazy. They're beating us, and there is no way we can turn this around.
We have to surrender. We must swallow our pride and face the music.
What? You cowards. We must never surrender. They must be defeated.
Look at ourselves. We aren't going to be able to fight them off for very long. Our strength and resources have depleted.
Yes, and look at how many people have died. Millions upon millions. Our own people are being slaughtered. We have no other choice.
Нет. That is just loser talk. Come on, stand back up and fight. Don't be pussy.
At this point, it doesn't matter. We will be viewed as the loser pussies regardless.
At least if we surrender, we may be able to keep at least some of our dignity.
You are cowards. Both of you. Putting all this effort for the war, just to back out at little inconvenient.
I assure you that millions of our own people dying senselessly is not a little inconvenience. Now come on, for the sake of humanity's survival. Please, just swallow your pride. Please.
Just do it, Russia. Please.
You know what? Fine. Everyone else doesn't want to fight anymore. I have no choice. Okay. I'll sign the surrender.
This is an administrative message from the United States government. At approximately 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the remaining Eastern People's Alliance nations, which include Russia, China, and Iran, have agreed to sign a peace treaty, which will bring an end to the war and usher in a new era of peace. The treaty will be signed in Tokyo, Japan sometime within the next few weeks. This conflict has broken an all-time record for the deadliest conflict in human history, with estimates of 300 to 400 million people dead. After the signing of the treaty, all wartime broadcasting channels will be disbanded. Normal programming operations will resume. Your government thanks you for your cooperation during this emergency. The President of the United States will address the nation within the next 72 hours.